There's no one else here.
Welcome to 15 over 15, the series where we commit acts of hubris that we may not survive. If you're new here, me and my creative partner, Sharp, worked together to create a film over the course of 1 week. We're several weeks into this project and we are tired. The goal is to get so used to making shorts that it just becomes second nature. We typically have 3 stages to these shorts: pre-production, production, and post-production. Let's not waste a whole lot of time and jump into a call with Sharp so we can start pre-production.
It's 15 over 15, week 6. We're still doing this.
Apparently.
We have not given up yet. It's your week. It's your turn. If everything goes wrong, then it's your fault.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me when you want me to hit the thing.
Now.
It's 5. We already did 5. Okay, give me one more. 11. We already did 11. Again.
Boom.
14. I think that's a new one. Yeah, sitcom.
Sitcom.
Yeah. You want a laugh track?
Rig 2D might actually be fitting.
Yeah, because it's all very static, so we don't have to make complicated rigs.
We should do a simulation for
Yeah,
sitcoms.
Totally. Let's simulate a sitcom.
What kind of story could we tell with sitcoms? Is Family Guy a sitcom?
IMDb's list of the best sitcoms: Modern Family,
Never watched it.
Friends,
Never watched it.
Big Bang Theory,
Never watched it.
All in the Family.
Never watched it.
I guess if The Simpsons is a sitcom, then Family Guy would be a sitcom. How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, the only thing I've seen here is Simpsons.
So this is definitely the week that you should be directing. Family Guy, it's on the list.
Situational comedy. Is that what sitcom means?
I guess, yeah, if you just consider it that, then...
Just going off the situational comedy, and I'm gonna just base it off, I don't know, Family Guy or something. Usually sitcoms are very dialogue heavy.
Yeah. Is that something that we have to figure out then? What if we get a voice actor today, and we just have them record some lines and we animate to it?
Yeah, we didn't do that.
I mean,
But
I think with Rigs 2D, this would be the best chance to do dialogue, because it's pretty easy to set up, like, a switch for that inside of Harmony. It's going to be a sitcom, so it's relatively limited animation.
and let's just think of plot. Wow, this is a funny joke. Ha ha ha.
The problem is that we have to be funny, and we're not funny.
I might want to go for the parody, leaning into like probably making fun of it, just like ha ha ha. Laugh track going on too long, things like that.
Maybe the laugh track is just gone.
They do something, they set up for it, and they do the pause. It's like, that's strange. It's like, what? There was no, there was no laugh. What do you mean there was no laugh?
Is it just us?
It is.
And the room is empty.
Yeah, it's always been just us.
Zolly in. Whoa.
I was gonna say Zolly out to reveal like the Toon Boom UI.
That's good. That's good. What was that again? Sets up for joke.
That might be the one we go with, just because meta humor, fun, and it could be short. How do you feel about like instead of like him starting to freak out? He's still freaking out, but like he like looks at the UI and then does the traditional fourth wall break and like looks straight at camera. It's like, who are you?
That could be interesting. It's like unexpected. Or just like a defeated, you didn't laugh.
With our story planned out, it was time to start getting ready to animate. Similar to our 3D shorts, there's a stage where we have to get certain assets ready before any character animation can be done. This is because we decided to do rigged 2D animation, which is the kind of animation you see in shows like Rick and Morty. With rigged 2D, you're not drawing every frame of animation. It's closer to 3D where you have a skin that's controlled by bones. This time around, I took on the task of making the rigs, while Sharp worked on the background we'd be animating in. Now, I'm not really a rigging artist for either 2D or 3D, but I do have a basic understanding of it. Since we only have a week to make this whole thing, this is a case where I drew upon all my existing knowledge to get full working rigs in basically one night. We were working in software called Toon Harmony, and Toon has a whole series on how to set up 2D rigs. So like I said, I used what I already knew, and on top of that, I used the tutorial series to help fill in any gaps in my knowledge. Since we're going for an animated sitcom and the style is 2D rigs, I used Jerry Smith as a base for how the bodies would be drawn. Each body part has to be broken up into different layers so they can be attached to what are called pegs. These right here are pegs. Pegs in Harmony are the 2D equivalent of those bones I had mentioned, while the drawings are the skin. Here are the bones, whereas this is the skin for the bones. So this is the actual drawing of the arm, whereas this peg serves as the bone that I get to move. This is all part of what's called a node tree. Now, it may seem overwhelming at first, but in actuality, it's just body parts connected to other body parts. I created controls that let you switch between different mouth shapes instead of having to redraw them each time. Things that let you control the eyelids. Controllers that let you aim the pupils. There's also a switch implemented that will keep the foot planted on the ground even though the body moves to make it easier to keep the character grounded. And I learned how to do that just by watching the Toon rigging tutorials. I highly recommend watching them if you want to know more of the technical specifics behind how all of this works. To save time, I reused the first rig I made and adjusted the skin to make it look like another character. Sharp has done something similar in our prior 3D shorts to help save time on modeling characters. The backgrounds are drawn, the characters are rigged, it's time to animate. There's a bit to get used to with animating 2D rigs. It's not that it feels any harder than traditional 2D or even 3D animation, it's just that it feels different. But once you get a feel for it, it just comes back to knowing your animation principles and going along with it. With animation done, then comes post-production. Post-production was pretty light this time around. There were two main effects that were needed: glitches and transitioning from the screen into real life. Originally, we didn't plan on having the character glitching out. He was just gonna be gone after the cut back to the wide shot. But in the middle of animating, something possessed me to make it a glitch. So it's a glitch now. The glitch was accomplished by using what's called a displacement map in After Effects. I grabbed some animation presets offered by After Effects, and then what the displacement map effect does is take the brightness values of those animations, look at them, and say, okay, the brighter the pixel is on this map, the more I want to move the pixels on the footage. For transitioning into real life, I recorded zooming out of an actual tablet. I then did what's called a motion track to make the animation stick to the tablet screen. I'm pretty sure I used a combination of the 2D point tracker and Mocha AE's tracker, and threw on warp stabilization just to help smooth it out. Do a bit of a soft crossfade and voila, the shot is done. And with that, we created a Rick and Morty style animation in just 1 week. This week was honestly one of our easiest weeks. It felt really straightforward, and I like what we made. It really feels like Sharp and I are getting the hang of this filmmaking business. If you liked this video, maybe subscribe.